discipline is key.
Yeah.
I did start fighting back in 2014, and then unfortunately, I had kind of some life circumstances that took me away from MMA for a couple of years. And so, really, I like to say that I started fighting again in 2017. That's when I've been most active.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the discipline and kind of the resiliency factor of being in the military, of like, I'm never going to quit no matter what happens. So those two correlate really well for me.
Barb, you're an Air Force veteran, part of Colorado's Air National Guard, MMA fighter, gym owner, tons more. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your service.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be on here with you.
I like to go back with my shows. Where did you grow up? What was childhood like for you?
Yeah, so I grew up in Northern California. So just kind of like in the mountains. I don't know if you heard of the town Paradise that kind of burned down.
Okay. Yeah.
Spent a lot of my childhood there. So it was really sad to see that.
Yeah.
And then we relocated out to East Tennessee, and my family hasn't left East Tennessee. So that's kind of home. So Knoxville's home.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about my childhood.
Okay. And then how did you end up, or why did you end up going into the Air Force?
Yeah, so I was working like 3 jobs and training in jujitsu, and I was like, this isn't for me. This
Okay.
is really hard. I was like, I need to do something that's a little bit more career oriented, and why
Yeah.
not like have somebody tell me what to do? So,
Right.
best decision I ever made in my life was to join the military. So,
That's awesome. It's just, yeah, super just honored to have you on the show. And my cousin, he just got done with the Air Force after 20 years. And so thank you
oh,
for, again, your service. It's just awesome.
yeah.
What things have you learned from being in the military to kind of utilizing that in the fight game?
Yeah, so I think discipline is key.
Yeah.
I did start fighting back in 2014, and then unfortunately, I had kind of some life circumstances that took me away from MMA for a couple of years. And so, really, I like to say that I started fighting again in 2017. That's when I've been most active.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the discipline and kind of the resiliency factor of being in the military, of like, I'm never going to quit no matter what happens. So those two correlate really well for me.
Yeah, and that's kind of a nice transition into the next question. Your husband, Mike, he's a UFC veteran, IFL champion, multiple black belts. How much confidence and motivation does that give you having him in your corner there?
Oh, a ton. I mean, we spend countless hours working on game plans and like, hey, that didn't work. So, I mean, he's truly a student of the game. Like, literally every time I look at him, he's watching like instructionals and, oh, we should try this, and I think this would work for you. So having him in my corner is really awesome.
Yeah. How did you get the nickname the Outlaw?
Yeah, so I grew up in Northern California, like I said, and so
Yeah.
my mom, she was a barrel racer. We rode dirt bikes. I just grew up really kind of living this adrenaline lifestyle my whole life, and so I felt like it used to be crash. When I first started, it used to be crash. When I
Okay.
used to like run into people, and that's not what I do anymore. So I was like, I need to change it to something a little bit more kind of what I am, and I feel like that's more suiting.
That's amazing. You grew up around that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, earlier in December, you signed on with Top Shelf Sports. There's a
Mhm.
ton of sports management companies out there. Well, why did you end up
Yeah.
signing with those guys? And what's been your experience so far with them?
Yeah, so when I went out to Houston and did Sub Hunter Pro and
Yeah.
that match, Chris came up to me and was like, "Hey, I know your husband. I'm really looking forward to seeing you roll tonight. Like, we want to get you on Fury." Kind of just like really professional and really just interested in my career. And then I saw the type of guys that he was signing, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, he's new to the game as far as management, but I was like, I can see him taking everybody that is managed under him to new heights because he has great connections and just really professional. So, and he also was a fighter himself. So
Right.
that's a big deal for me. I like people that kind of understand what our struggles are and what we're dealing with. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's amazing. Congratulations on that. I
thank
think
you.
that's
Yeah.
really cool. You're going to be competing in a professional no-gi match at Submissions on the Shore, January 30th. How's training going for that?
Really great.
Good.
So, I'm coming off of a little bit of a 2.5 week kind of break because I
Okay.
was supposed to fight for a belt.
Right.
And unfortunately, a teammate injured me. That person's no longer part of our gym.
Oh,
So it was
God.
really bad. It was like the week of the fight, and I wanted to fight this girl so bad and go for the belt. And so I've been back training now for about a week and a half, and I feel really great. Like I gave myself enough time to recover, and I feel awesome in training. So
good. Well, obviously this whole COVID thing's put MMA to a halt. Sounds like you were going to be fighting for a belt, unfortunately, with this injury, but anything else in the works or anything lined up MMA side of things?
yeah, so Chris he's doing a really good job. He wanted me to maybe fight at the end of January. That didn't work out. So that's why we said, all right, let's get it back on the wagon and do this no-gi match. He's looking for me to do one more amateur fight, but probably at 135. Okay. So I'm going to move down a weight class. I feel really, really strong at 135. I'm 5'10" and a half. So it's like, I'm kind of like Sean O'Malley, like, body type at 135. Yeah. So, that's probably the plan is one more amateur fight. We're probably looking to fight in Texas and then, go pro after that. And I know, like I said, he's got my back as far as my career. So I'm pretty excited.
I can't wait. It's going to be an awesome pro debut for you in 2021 for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wanted to shift to some fun questions here real quick.
Sure.
I've got these things. They're called pod decks. Essentially, they're just random questions. I'm going to pull one of these cards out, and hopefully it's not a flop here. We'll see.
Okay.
This one says, what do you think is the most unpleasant sounding word?
Oh, moist. I hate that word. Right away. I hate that word so much.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Terrible word.
So funny. That's come up a couple times on previous shows, and it's the same word every time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
That's awesome. With it being just like 10 days away from Christmas, got to ask, what's a favorite movie, a Christmas movie for you?
Yeah, we just watched 4 Christmases last night with Vince Vaughn, and it's really funny. My husband's from the East Coast, and he is the same person as Vince Vaughn. Like they say the same types of things, like really just sarcastic, funny, and so I kind of like those movies. So that's my favorite.
Nice. I'm such a music guy. I love to find out what type of music do you listen to, or what's your favorite band?
I'm very eclectic. So when I grew up, I was listening to Tool and Pink Floyd. I played the bass guitar. I'm nice. All over the place, but then I also really like kind of rap. I like Kid Cudi right now. It depends on my my mood, I guess. Yeah. So, and then also country. I grew up around rodeos and stuff, so I like all kinds of country.
Very nice. Last question for you. I think you guys have posted some really cool pictures of your dogs. You have a couple dogs, right?
Oh yeah.
What's your dogs' names?
So Mattis, he's a Turkish Kangal, and he's 160 pounds. I wonder. Wow. Yeah, I can show you him. He's laying right here.
Oh my gosh.
He's just, awesome. Yeah. So he's big. He's actually weighs more than me, which is really crazy. And then I have my girls, they're kind of in the back room right now, but she's a Italian Mastiff. So a Cane Corso, 112 is her weight. And then I have a Border Collie mix.
Oh my gosh, man, that's so cool. Yeah. Well, I love it. Barb, I wanted to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to sponsors, teammates, coaches, anything like that as well. Make sure they got a shout out on the video.
Yeah, so just my husband, obviously, Mike Ciesnolevicz, my team at Cies MMA here in Colorado Springs. We're getting ready to expand our gym to a big, huge world-class facility. So I'm excited to announce that. Awesome. Then Chris with Top Shelf, obviously. And then I don't really have any sponsors at this time, just kind of doing my thing and just focusing on training. And then we'll let the sponsors fall into place. So.
Exactly. Wow. Barb, such an honor to have you on my show. Again, thank you for your service. Thank you for your time, and really excited to see you go pro in 2021. Hopefully you can heal up here soon and see another MMA fight happen.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. I so appreciate it. Please leave a comment down below. Leave us a review. Share this video. We want to get it in front of as many people as we can. I'm going to continue to bring on the best guests possible and the best up and coming fighters, real stories. Thank you so much for checking it out. Have an awesome day.